Today I'll be making several fidget toys out of Lego. In the past I've made a bunch of fidget dolls, or fidget freaks as I like to call them, and those are very satisfying and all. But today, I wanted to push the boundaries of fidget toys. Really challenge myself with this one. My weapon of choice for today is Lego. I'll be building a bunch of different satisfying Lego fidgets in this video, and while I'm building those, keep an eye out for these suspicious looking Lego citizens that are lurking somewhere within this video. Okay, the first fidget toy I'll be making is this rainbow masterpiece. You can kinda twist it back and forth. Very satisfying. The best part is when you twist too far and the Legos go flying. It induces a bit of stress, and I like that. Just pretend you didn't see that. I'm sure there's a lot I'm doing wrong today. If you guys have a better way of doing things, then feel free to keep that to yourself. Feel free to let me know. So to build this, you start off with a strand of Legos like this. When I take it apart, you can see how it's made. You just connect a bunch of bricks. It's one stud wide. I left a little space in the middle. We'll get to that. I made a red layer, then I made an identical orange layer. In fact, I made the whole rainbow, except for purple.
We don't have purple because we couldn't afford purple.
That's a double rainbow. And when you see a double rainbow, that means you're gonna have like 10 years or so of good luck. But only if you're subscribed.
Do it.
I didn't stop there. I took things a step further.
A few moments later.
Things are starting to get real crazy now. Okay, it's time to address that thigh gap. I'm bridging that together with these 1x2 bricks. I do realize that this is kinda messing up the whole rainbow. Satisfaction levels are going down. It's nothing to be concerned about yet. There's still these gaps on either side. Those will be visible, so I decided to patch those up. There, all better. Perfect. I then sealed things up with another layer of the rainbow on top. I rate this fidget toy at 2 out of 10. I literally find it more satisfying to just step on Legos. Moving on to actual satisfaction. This time I'm making a record player. Sounds complex, but it's actually pretty simple. I took a trip to the Lego store. There's a bunch of really cool Lego sets there.
Run.
I decided to stick to a classic Lego set for today. I'm basically just trying to get my feet wet since I'm so new to this. It came with a little booklet of instructions. Very simple and easy to follow, even for a simpleton like me. There's lots of cool options of things to make. Obviously most of them you can't fidget with, but this record player is in fact fidgetable. It makes for a pretty cool, pretty satisfying fidget. If you're not familiar with record players, basically they have a record that spins. That's what this is. It's a record and it spins, just like I said. Hopefully all that makes sense.
You could even stop at this point if you want. Like, you could just
I'm working on the megaphone part of the record player. Not sure what that's called. It's where the sound comes out of. Making these fidget toys, piecing the Legos together isn't that hard. The hard part is finding the specific Legos you need in a sea of Legos. That's the time-consuming aspect of this one. I connected the speaker head to the rest of the contraption and that's pretty much it. It's like a fancy fidget spinner. It even comes with the little stick that record players have to stop the spinning. I thought that was a nice touch. Very realistic.
Wow.
Next up, I've got Pandoras Box. This is what it looks like when I make it out of Lego.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
If for whatever reason you want to make these, you're gonna need a couple things. There's like 3 different kinds of pieces in here. There's a bunch of these, mostly just these, 2x1s. Then I've got a couple of these plates. And then these 2 big berthas as well. That's pretty much everything. So basically you start with the 4 flat pieces and you make a square on the bottom. I went around and added 1x2s all around the perimeter. So here's Pandora's box. I'm fitting Big Bertha number 1 into the box, except she's gonna be upside down. It's a tight fit, but Bertha managed. Next up you need a pen, preferably one that you don't like, and tear it apart. Ruthlessly. Once you get the spring out of the top here, you just plop it into this box.
look at that.
And then I finish it off with Big Bertha number 2.
Oh, I needed this.
I loved it so much I made another one, this time with a whole different color scheme.
It looks delicious. It reminds me of something.
If you're basic like me and you want a basic fidget toy, this is the way to go. There is some destruction involved. I disarmed a couple pens along the way, but for me it was worth it. In fact, I believe the dismantellation adds to the satisfaction I get from this fidget, but maybe that's just me. Alright, that's enough of that. I'm bringing back the booklet, my handy dandy beginner's guide. For beginners, because that's what I am. Feel free to fax your complaints to Sniffledorf. He's working through them in a timely manner. Anyways, I came across this adorable little Froggy guy and I just had to have him. He's not a fidget toy as is, but I'll be making my own adjustments as I deem necessary. Here's my Lego haul for this one. Not too complicated. If you need any of these pieces or any specific pieces, I highly recommend you do not order them off Lego.com. I ordered a couple Lego pieces I needed for this video and it took literally months, like 3 months to get to me, and then one day it just appeared. There's other websites where you can buy specific Lego pieces. You just have to figure that out. First things first, a lily pad. That's what that is. I added some frog legs. Froggy's really starting to come together. I just need to find the perfect expression for him.
What does he have on his head? Like a little crown or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like a king?
King Frog.
King frog.
I'm gonna turn him into a fidget toy. The first trick I have up my sleeve is to add some wheels to the guy. Very complicated, try to keep up. You can spin his wheels, you can drive him around, you can kick him across town, make him go swimming, whatever relieves you of your stresses. I'm not one to judge. It kinda reminds me of lint rolling for whatever reason.
If you have fun lint rolling, this one's the fidget toy for you.
I also made another little contraption. It's like a fidget spinner kind of thing. I could have left it as is, but I decided to add a little heft to it. Now the resistance is just right. Satisfaction levels are through the roof.
Now you can torture your frog. Oh no, my frog.
All that spinning is making me hungry, so I decided to break out some juicy clementines. And by juicy, I mean festering with mold. I don't know what happened here. I bought them literally yesterday. Wegmans just isn't what it used to be.
Okay.
So the clementines are all gone. I gave them to my neighbor, but I kept the bag. I'll be needing this. This next one is by far my favorite fidget of all time, ever. If you suffer from stress, anxiety, constipation, this one's the fidget for you. Trust me, I'm gonna be using this netting. I just cut off a chunk. Any netting will do, but the more mold infested it is, the better.
Especially if your main concern is constipation.
I gathered all of the plates, all different colors, and this time I was even able to afford purple.
We've got the whole rainbow.
Back to my moldy net. Basically what I'm doing is putting one plate on the bottom and then sandwiching the netting between some studs. I ordered a whole bag of studs off Amazon. I've got red studs, I've got blue studs, I've got every kind of stud a stud like me could need. Then I just added a plate on top, keeping it simple. And yeah, you basically just do this 500 or 511 more times. As many times as your heart desires. You can stop once your hands start cramping, and for me that was at this point. I made the whole rainbow. This is about as good as it's gonna get. But would you look at that? We've reached fidget nirvana. There is no topping this one. I hope at least one of these fidget toys I made today met your fidgeting needs. I hope it soothed your anxious soul. I hope you got what you came for. But if you're still stressed out even after this, maybe you should get some help.